Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you how to install Windows on your GIGABYTE AORUS 15. So this process is gonna be pretty complicated, and I suggest following that mainly because you don't have the any system installed on your laptop. So if you don't, this tutorial is gonna be great for you, but if you have, then there are other simpler options to factory reset it, although you can also follow that, but you need to follow this tutorial exactly because there are gonna be multiple steps and some of them are gonna be pretty difficult. So the first thing is what is required to do it, because besides the laptop itself and its charging cable, you'll also need at least 2 USB flash drives, because on one of them there will be our Windows 11 installation, and on the second one there will be a driver for NVMe drives, because it is not automatically loaded on the laptop while the setup is being done, so without it you'll not be able to choose your NVMe drive to install the Windows on it. Besides that, you'll also need an Ethernet connection, so you'll need to plug in the Ethernet cable that I have right here into your laptop at the back, but we're gonna do that later because now it's not gonna be necessary. And also you'll need another Windows PC in order to download and create the installation media, as well as download the drivers. So let's begin by identifying the model of our laptop so we know for sure which driver to install. First, I'm gonna turn on the laptop, then start hitting on the F2 key on the keyboard until it goes into the BIOS setup. So let's turn on the laptop, then let's start hitting on the F2 key. You can do that several times until it catches that. Okay, I think I'm in. Yes, I'm in. So there will be your project name. I hope you can see this. I'm gonna zoom in for a moment. You can see here that this is AORUS 15 9KF. That is pretty important to know that it's 9KF, because without it you will not know which driver to install. And now let's move on to another laptop. So I'm just gonna move this laptop around and put another one here. Okay, now you can see this, I believe. And here we'll need to go to the Microsoft page. I'm gonna zoom in to the Microsoft page with Windows 11 installation. So you can just browse for Windows 11 ISO and find the Microsoft website. It cannot be any other one. It has to be official website. Then here, scroll down until you see the download Windows 11 disk image ISO for x64 devices, and select the Windows 11 multi-edition ISO, then click on download now, and you'll be asked about the language. So I'm gonna select English, international, then I'm gonna click on confirm, and after that it'll download it. So I already have it downloaded, so I'm not gonna click on it, but after you click on it, it'll start downloading. And now let's go to the next thing, which is downloading the NVMe driver. So go to the GIGABYTE website. I'm gonna go to the main page of GIGABYTE website. So here on GIGABYTE, you need to go to service support, then click on consumer products and select the, by the way, the website is gigabyte.com. So here, just enter your model. So I'm gonna select Aorus 15 9KF. You can see it's here. And now it'll show me the 9KF here, so I can just click on that. And then go to Downloads, Drivers here, and scroll down to SATA RAID AHCI. Click on that, then download it with this icon right here. If there's no driver for that, then most probably it's not needed, so you'll actually need just one USB drive. But if there is a driver available, that means it will be necessary. So now I'm gonna click on here and it'll start downloading. I mean, I already have it downloaded as well, so I don't need to. And now let's continue with the next thing, which is Rufus, which is a tool that will allow you to create your Windows 11 ISO. So let's search for Rufus, and then select the rufus.ie website, not any other one. And now scroll down to Downloads and download. You can download the standard one at the top. If you have a different platform, so not Windows x64 but Windows x86 or ARM64, then you may download that instead. And now I'm gonna go to the downloads, and first I'm gonna open the Rufus tool, then I'm gonna install it. So I'm gonna just click on yes, and now it's opened, as you can see. And first I'm gonna plug in my first flash drive. So let me just take it. I'm gonna plug it into my laptop. Now I have plugged it in, and you can see it is displaying in the devices. So make sure you choose the correct device that you want to use, because all of the data on that flash drive will be erased. Now we can select the ISO image, which is gonna be the Windows 11 here. As you can see, you may need to search for it in the downloads or somewhere else, but I already have it here. So let's just click on that, then click on open. And now it'll scan the image. And here there will be an option in Rufus to disable some features that I suggest disabling, so it'll be easier to install the Windows even without the actual Ethernet cable. So it's pretty great. But I'm not gonna do it, just in case you also cannot do it, so you know how to do it, how to install your Windows without this option. But you can enable that, so it'll be just easier. And now let's just leave everything on default and click on Start. Now it asks you for customizing your Windows installation. So if you select these two first options, the remove requirement for these things and remove requirements for an online Microsoft account, then it'll just help you with that, because you will need the Ethernet cable. But I'm gonna unselect these in case you, for example, have already bought a USB drive with Windows on it and cannot modify it. So I'm just gonna click on OK, then I'm gonna click on OK. It says that it will erase all data on my device, I mean on the flash drive. So now let's just wait, and while it's being done we can move on to the next flash drive, because the Rufus thing will take a moment. So I'll just find my flash drive. Okay, so here I have it, and I'm gonna plug it in to another port on my laptop if I have any. Yes, I have, so let's plug it in. And to that drive we will put the driver to. So I already have it installed. Now let's go to the File Explorer and find the downloads. Then here is the driver, and we need to, I'm gonna just copy it, then unpack it on the drive itself. So I'm just gonna click on Ctrl C. You can also instead right click and click on the copy button. And now I'm gonna go to the drive, my USB drive. I'm gonna go to the root page, so not into any folder, but on the root. And then I'm gonna, actually I'm gonna format my drive. I don't know if it's quite necessary, but I'm just gonna format it just in case. So let's right click on it, then click on format. And I'm gonna select the NTFS file format because I'm sure it works. I don't know if exFAT will work. Maybe it will, but I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna click on start, then OK. Now it'll format it. Now the format is complete. So let's continue with the next step, which is gonna be actually copying that. So since I have it already copied, let's go to that drive. This is this one, not this one, because here we have the system. So here, and I'm gonna just paste it. You can also right click and click on paste. And now I'm gonna right click on it and click on extract all. Then I'm gonna select the desired folder. So instead of that, as you can see, I'm just gonna type in D : and click on extract. So it'll extract it here. So it's not in any folder. I don't think it makes much difference, but I'll just do it just to be sure. And now I think the Rufus has finished. No, it hasn't yet. It says copying ISO files, so let's just wait. And now it's done, so I can just unplug both of the flash drives. I have them here right now, so I'll put them away and put this laptop away. It will not be needed anymore, I think, or if something goes wrong, then we'll use it, but I believe it will not be needed. So now let's put this laptop right here. I'm gonna center it in the camera pretty quick. Okay, I think it's visible. So now I'm gonna exit the BIOS since we have it already identified. So I'm gonna click on escape to exit without saving. Then I'm gonna click on enter. And now I already have system on this laptop, honestly, but I'm just gonna press and hold to turn the laptop off. And now I forgot which drive was which, but I think this one had Windows on it, so I need to plug it in while the laptop is off. Then press on the power button and start pressing on F2 key again to go into BIOS. So let's go here. Okay, I think I'm in. And now we're gonna use the arrows to go to the BIOS tab. And let's point on the, I have Windows Boot Manager. If you don't have it, then just make sure that your UEFI, both the UEFI generate something that just two partitions of the SD drive are on the top. If there is anything above them, then you need to point on it, then click on minus on your keyboard, then move to it, click on minus. Now it's at the bottom, but if you don't have any system installed and if you're sure about it, then you actually will just have it on the top. So you can just now click on F10 to save and exit, then click on enter, and now it'll boot from the flash drive. Make sure that your laptop is plugged in at all time, by the way, because if it discharges accidentally while doing that, it may destroy different things on your laptop, so just make sure it's plugged in. And now we are in the Windows 11 setup, and our trackpad doesn't work. So what we have to do is to use our keyboard. So maybe I'll show you the screen and the keyboard both. So I'll move the camera up. I think it's visible now. So let's, I don't know if you can see the screen well, but when I click on Tab key on my keyboard, it actually selects different things. So make sure that it has selected the next button. Also, you can change the language to install in time and currency format, but since you have chosen the language while downloading the ISO, you actually don't need to. So now I'm just gonna click on Enter to go next, and then you can choose the keyboard or input method to do it. Maybe I'll just zoom in and tell the keys instead. So let's move the camera again. So here I have the keyboard or input method set to US. If you want to change it, make sure that with Tab key you are pointing on the input, then move the arrows to actually change it. So I'm gonna change it to my input method. Then I'm gonna click on Enter to go next. Then with Tab, I need to point on I agree everything will be deleted and click on Space to select that. Make sure that Install Windows 11 is selected. Then click on Next. You can also, instead of using the keyboard, you can plug in an external mouse, but I'm showing that just in case you don't have your external mouse with you. So let's now point on Next with the Tab key and click on Enter. Now, if you have a product key for your Windows, you can enter it now, or if you don't, you can point on Tab with the I don't have a product key and click on Enter. You can activate your Windows later. I'm gonna correct the camera. Okay, I think it's a bit better. So here it asks you to select the image. You can just check different Windows version. So you most probably will want to install the Windows 11 Home or Windows 11 Pro, depending on which one you want to use and which one have you bought your key for. So I'm gonna select the Home one because it's cheaper. Then I'm gonna go to Accept with the Tab key. So now it's searching for disks, and if it shows you only one disk, you can see I have disk 0, which actually is, it has different partitions, but it's in summary, the whole disk 0 is about 64 gigabytes, which is the size of my flash drive. That means that it hasn't discovered my my USB, my internal hard drive. So what I need to do now is plug in the second flash drive, and then I'm gonna refresh and then load drivers from it. So let's load drivers. Of course, if your main disk was discovered, then you don't need to do it, what I'm doing right now, but I'm gonna show you just in case it happens, because it happens pretty often. And now click on Tab until you point on refresh and click on Space to refresh. Now it should find my other drive, and it has, you can see it has the primary partition. So now I'm gonna click on Tab until I go to the load driver, and I'm gonna click on Space to enter that. Then make sure you're pointing on browse. I'm pointing right now, so I'm gonna click on space. Then I'm gonna go to my UEFI USB drive, sorry. So you can see I need to point on this PC, then go with arrows to that, to the USB drive. Then I'm gonna click on enter. And now it has found 2 drivers. So it is done correctly. Now we can just, I think, you can see that after I point on the path, then I point on browse, and then I point on like the whole window. So now I need to use arrows to like just acknowledge that I see these drivers. Whatever, I don't really get why is that. And then the install button gets active, so I can just point on that, then click on space or enter, and it'll install the drivers. Then it should find my drive, and from now on we're gonna install everything. So now my hard drive is actually the disk 2. You can just like recognize it from the fact that in summary the disk 2 will have about the size of your hard drive. So in my case it's gonna be half a terabyte, which means about 500 gigabytes. And now you can see that I have different partitions. If you do too, then follow what I'm doing right now. But if you have disk 2 unallocated space only and nothing else with disk 2, then you can just click on enter. So if you have this, then point on any of the partitions, then click on tab until you get to delete partition. Click on space. Now let's wait until it changes to unallocated space. Now it has, you can see, disk 2 unallocated space. So below that there is another partition 1. Let's point on that with the blue background. Then by moving with arrows, then let's go with tab to delete partition. And we need to delete all of the partitions that are on disk 2, but only on disk 2, not on disk, only on the disk that is your hard drive, so the one that has most probably the most space in summary. So now I'm on the delete partition. Now I'm gonna delete the next one. So to move between the partitions, remember that it's arrows, and to move to the delete partition, you need to first be pointing on the correct partition you want to delete, then use tab and click on space to use that. And now you can see there is the only one option with disk 2 and it says unallocated space. So while we are pointing on this, we can just click on enter and wait a moment, and it should now ask us about if we want to continue. So yes, let's just point on install and click on enter. Then it'll start installing Windows and it'll take a while. After that, I'll get back to you when we are done to continue. So if your laptop has restarted in the process, you will see that later on it'll still be installing, but with a different screen. It may also restart a few times again. And after that we'll get to setup, and I'm gonna do the setup with you because then we'll need the Ethernet cable if you haven't disabled the requirement for online account on Rufus. So we're gonna do that, and then you should be good to go, because while having the Ethernet cable plugged in, it'll automatically install the drivers for everything, like your touchpad, your Wi-Fi card, and so on. But we're also gonna get to the Windows update after everything is set up to update even further, install the newest drivers for everything. And we are in the Windows setup. So let's select the country or region. Remember that our trackpad doesn't work still. So we're gonna just use our arrows and the tab keys. So I'm gonna select my select United States.
To if you want to. Device using a screen reader, turn on narrator by pressing Windows plus Control plus Enter. For more accessibility features, press Windows plus U or select the accessibility icon in the bottom corner.
So I actually forgot what I was saying before because of that, but I think I was just saying about the country or region. So just select it with the arrows, and then when you're done, click on Enter. Now you can select your keyboard layout. So I'm gonna go with arrows to the Polish program as one. And click on Enter. Now if you want to add a second keyboard layout, you can go to Add Layout with the Tab key, but honestly I suggest skipping any unnecessary things because you can set it up all later in settings. So let's just make it simple. Now it asks you to connect to a network, and if you don't have the Wi-Fi driver installed, if it didn't install automatically, then you need to plug in the Ethernet cable. So I'll just find it, I have it, and now at the back you can plug it in to your laptop. So let's just do it. It has to be upside down. Let's see if it shows my network. Yes, it does. It's pretty quick, I guess. Yes, and now we can just go to the next button and click on Enter. And now it'll check for updates, and I hope it'll find the updates now. If it does, then it'll update all of my drivers, like the Wi-Fi, the touchpad, and everything else didn't work. So yes, I think it's installing the updates right now, so I'll also get back to you when all of that is done. And now it asks if I want to name my device. I don't really care, so I'll just set it to skip for now, then hit on space. Now it's actually checking for this Windows updates, so hopefully it'll install them now. So I don't really know what happened. It just declined the update, I think, and I need to reconfigure it. So let me try that and we'll see if maybe that helps.
To set up your device using a screen reader, turn on narrator by pressing Windows plus Control plus.
So I'll just continue with everything. I'm gonna set it to US keyboard. Maybe it has lost the internet connection, but I doubt that. Okay, I'm gonna skip the naming of my device. And now I think we can use the mouse. Yes, we can. So let's click on sign in. And if you haven't removed the requirement for Microsoft account, then you need to log in now. And if you have, then you will be able to skip that step. Although I haven't, so I'll just quickly log into my Microsoft account. Also, if you don't have the Microsoft account, you can click on Create One. Now I'm gonna do it off camera with the password. Now I've just clicked on Enter and I'm in the next step. I'm not gonna unplug the Ethernet cable just yet because I don't want to mess up in the setup and I don't want to be asked about Wi-Fi in the middle of doing something because I may accidentally crash something. So now it asks if you want to set up your face. I'm gonna skip that for now. Of course, there is a video on our channel on how to set it up, so you can just watch that. Then I'm gonna create PIN for my account. Then I'm gonna confirm it. And now let's see what else. So now some privacy settings. I'm just gonna quickly click on next, but you can review them and accept or decline. Now it asks if you want to restore from backup, if you have any backup on your Microsoft account. So I'm gonna click on more options and set up as new PC, but if you want to restore your PC from backup, then feel free to do it. Now it will ask me if I want to have any subscriptions that are actually paid, so I'm gonna decline them. But before that, it asks you what do you do on your PC. I'm gonna skip that because I don't think that actually does anything on Windows besides just asking you that. So then if you want to use your phone from your PC, I'm gonna click on skip. But of course, if you want, then you can set it up. Feel free to do anything on your laptop that you want. Then if you want to back up your phone's photos here. Now if you want to transfer your browsing data from your old browser from another device, I don't really care about it. Then if you want to have the free trial for Microsoft 365 family, which is free for a month, then it's $130 a year, so I'm gonna decline that. Then if you want to pay $2 monthly for Microsoft 365 Basic, I also am gonna decline that. Then I'm gonna click on next to use the 365 features for free. There are gonna be limited features, but I don't really want to pay for any subscriptions. And I think we're finished. Yes, our our laptop is set up. So what we have to do next, I'm gonna unplug the USB because actually since we got into setup, since we have chosen our region in the setup, we actually didn't need that USB anymore. And I'm also gonna unplug my Ethernet cable from the back. Then I'm gonna connect to Wi-Fi and search for updates. So let me just put my Ethernet cable away and let's go to the settings. So here I'm gonna just search for settings. You can see then I'm gonna go to the network and internet, Wi-Fi, make sure Wi-Fi is on, show available networks. You can see Wi-Fi works now. So I'm gonna select this network, click on connect, then enter the password. And now it has connected me, as you can see. So let's go in settings to Windows Update, then click on download and install all. And just wait until everything downloads, and after everything is processed, you should restart your laptop. In order to restart it, click on the start button, then click on the power button and click on restart, but only after everything has been done here. Then you may also want to go here again to Windows Update to check for further updates if any more are available. So I'll just finish the video here. That's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.